I think in the past I have made my feelings about 1911s that are chambered in 9mm pretty clear. I think if anyone wants a 1911 chambered in 9mm, they probably have three things. They have a love of classic pistol designs, time-proven guns. They probably have a love of 9mm ballistics. We've all seen 9mm ballistics change over the years and how 9mm has become such a potent and capable round. And they probably have a vagina because they're probably a girl, a little girl. Because what man would want a 1911 corrupted into being a 9mm pistol? It's unholy, I think. I think I've made my opinions on 9mm 1911s pretty clear. But one thing I have not made clear is my feelings about 9mm 1911 adjacent pistols. Pistols that are kind of 1911-ish, but aren't quite 1911s. Two of those pistols are actually things I'm looking at right now. I'm trying to decide between buying one or the other. And I thought maybe I'd get some input from some of my viewers here. Now, to answer some people's questions before I even get into the guns, some people ask me, what guns are you going to sell? I always get that question whenever I buy anything, because I usually sell something to buy something. This time, I'm not going to have to sell anything. I actually have some money I've saved up. Plus, I'm going to put it on layaway and pay it off with my allowance, because I don't have a lot of guns on my list right now. So, won't have to actually part with anything to get it, which is rare for me, but this time I won't have to. But that being said, let's actually talk about the two different 1911-ish guns I'm looking at. The first one is an STI. It's the STI Staccato P. It is a double stack 1911. It holds 17+1 rounds of 9mm. Now, this is kind of a unique design. It's got a steel slide. It's got a steel body, but it kind of has a modular plastic grip. It's kind of like that not a Glock thing that I bought recently, you know, that OZ9 that I bought from ZevTech. It's very similar in design to that gun. And we all know I was very intrigued by that gun, and I'm very intrigued by this one also. This is an awesome gun, and this is one of the guns I'm considering. The second gun is the Wilson Combat EDC X9L. That's quite a name there. But I think most people are familiar with this. This is just a little bit longer slide version of their EDC-9. This gun also, not quite a 1911, doesn't have a grip safety. It's double stack. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but 1911s originally didn't have a grip safety. They only added it when the Army asked so. Well, you know, that's true. It's very true. But they have them now. So deal with it. This is not a 1911, like I said, because it is double stack, much like the STI, and it doesn't have a grip safety. The STI is actually more 1911-ish than the EDC X9L. But neither of them are real 1911s. Now, the X9L is very similar to the STI in the way that it has a double stack magazine, but it holds 18+1 rounds. So you actually get one more round of 9mm. Now, in the case of the two guns I'm looking at specifically, the Wilson Combat, much prettier. Dual tone, cherry G10 grips, beautiful magwell. I've never seen a better integrated magwell in my life. I really like the magwell on it. Now, the STI, it's a little more, like I said, 1911-ish. It's got that full dust cover that comes all the way to the front. Really like that feature. This one's actually set up for a red dot and has a red dot on it. Really like that feature. It's just a wonderful gun overall. Where the STI really differs from the Wilson Combat is the Wilson Combat is just a beautiful gun, period, when you look at it. The STI is kind of got a face a mother could love. So you kind of wonder, well, this gun must be pretty damn nice if it can be that ugly and still be that popular. So they have a little bit of difference in the way they look. In fact, I would classify the two guns as being built for different things. Even though they're both double stack, 9mm, 1911-ish guns, they're very different in the way they're built, the approach to creating both guns. The STI is pure duty. It's to work, it's to shoot well, it's to get the job done. The STI is for the guys who are pounding a beat. The Wilson Combat is built with like the executive in mind. You know, this is for a guy who has the penthouse office or has, you know, the scrambled eggs on his hat and his shoulders. He doesn't really work the beat anymore. This gun is refinement and beauty and function, whereas the STI is just, let's get it done and look rugged doing it. Both have their positives, negatives. The only real negative either one of them has is price. Now, the STI is about $800 cheaper than the Wilson Combat. But like I say, the STI, not nearly as refined as the Wilson Combat. And the STI has that lightweight grip frame, whereas the X9L, the Wilson Combat, has an aluminum grip frame, so almost as light, but not quite. But, you know, very similar guns overall. Weight-wise, I'm not saying the Wilson Combat's heavier because it's not as bulky as the STI, but they have those advantages of using different weight materials to be able to have more or less on the gun. But having said what two guns I'm looking at here and having given kind of a comparison of the two, which one do you think would be the best to buy? If someone was going to buy a 1911-ish or 1911 adjacent 9mm pistol, which one would you buy? Would you go for a little more class and spend a little money and get the Wilson Combat, or would you go with the get her done gun, the STI?
Oops.
Go ahead. Step into the lady at 46 South Road. 46 South Road.
Station 1 call, retone that please. 10-4. Captain 4 to go to that location also. This is 1-9, is that correct?